But what can be the change? Because change is imminent. Change is required here in this game, especially for Nova Esports, if they want to win against KBG. But what will they change?
I hope that they don't really struggle here for this next one, because during the game we have seen them struggle quite a bit with the bans. But the Aatrox, I really am surprised that the Aatrox is just getting a bit of this this vision for everybody on the side right here of KBG. But now, looking towards the next game, Akali is going to be a must ban for both sides. There's an availability again of a Senna for Nova Esports if they ever want to take that again. Senna was not the problem. I think the picks that comes right after is the reason why they had problems here for Nova Esports. But Gragas, yeah, is available, and that's a must pick for the side of Nova.
Absolutely. That is the change that happened here in this game so far. Availability of the Gragas, as Nova Esports has let it be open by taking the Akali instead. And this is the thing, I think it's such a big importance here for Nova Esports to deny that Akali from Anran, given his really good performance on this champion. But KBG is banking on getting this Garen now as their frontline. So yeah, it's a good frontline, and they have good backline damage still with a Mega Inferno Bomb. Yeah, Nova Esports still gets the Senna, but KBG does have good instances already with this first two picks for now. So again now, Nova Esports is fully respecting Anran in this game. Not only have they banned away the Akali, they're planning on taking his Yone as well.
Yep, Yone is going to be taken by Nova Esports, probably going to be going on the hands of Long to the side of Nova. But KBG, yep, that is what was left open. Having the Zed on the hands of Anran, that is something to be afraid of, especially when you have a very squishy target like a Senna on your side and even a Yone on your side. This is going to be a problem later on for the side of Nova Esports.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen in this game. KBG is still going with utmost aggression. We might actually see the Anran's Zed now, given his impeccable performance in this champion. I believe this is one of his best champion as well. I mean, it is a 50-50 in an instant, because Zed kind of falls off a little bit and or loses effectivity in the late game if the enemy does possess a high amount of sustain on durability. And that's something that Nova Esports possess right now with the Senna, with the Gragas, and they have really good damage as well present with the Yone so far. So with the last bans, Nautilus, Vi, Gwen, and the Wukong, I think both of these teams are preventing any early game pressure, especially with the champion picks. Vi is a really good ban, but KBG responding by taking one that has been very consistent at the side of Long, the Kha'Zix pick.
Yeah, the Kha'Zix has always been a pick that we've seen from Nova Esports, but now that they're turning things around, I think a Riven, yes, is not a really bad pick for Nova. Jace could also potentially be a pick here for Nova Esports for them to deal a lot more damage if they want to burst down KBG as fast as they could. So I'm really looking towards those picks if ever they're gonna go for that. But there's still a Renekton that is available. I was about to say, because Renekton is a good counter for the Zed in the mid lane, and the reason why you want that to happen is that you don't want Anran to pop off. Once Anran pop off, that's the end of the game there.
This is one thing that we have been being very hesitant in the other tournaments, especially in the side of APAC. But in the WRL CN conference, actually in China region, this prom pick is actually really good. I mean, especially with the on hits, the procs on the concussive blows, and how mechanically skilled the players are, especially with their synergy, they're able to craft and fully utilize a Braum pick, especially with these many melee champions picked up by Nova Esports. Yeah, you have the Riven, you have the Renekton, you have the Yone, which are equally aggressive and very scary to be against. But when you have the Braum, you have that extra assurance that maybe you can prevent them from fully bursting people out.
Yeah, And that's what you want to happen, though. Whenever you have a Gragas, a Braum is always going to be a good pick, because whenever you put up the ball, you could just counter the explosive cast completely. And that's why it's really hard to fight against this Braum whenever you have an explosive cast available, because that could throw off the plays that you want to make with that Gragas. And that's why it's a smart pick for their side right there for KBG to actually just mitigate that in their favor. But remember, they do have a lot of assassins going for them here for KBG, so that's something to look forward to. Considering that they have backlines and Nova, that's a good target. That's a meaty targets that we have right there for the side of KBG.
And what might be the final game? I mean, it is the final game in this series, and we are about to determine who is gonna come on top. Will it be KBG or Nova? Of course, if you're a fan of these teams, make sure to let us know in the comment section in both of our live streams. Of course, these teams would really appreciate it. Like what you mentioned, you know, the strong suit of the Renekton against Zed is present. Nova Esports are using the Ribbon instead here so far. Having a bit of combination and just a power of friendship to take some vision out here on the top side jungle of that turn.
Yeah, something needs to take place here with Nova Esports just wanting to go for and try to just pressure out this lanes that we have. It's very smart for them to actually take down those Raptors, because once they take that down, that gives them a bit of an advantage on the early stages, because that Kha'Zix is not going to hit level 5 or level 4 pretty easily. So that's what they want to do. They want to delay the Kha'Zix as much as possible for them to not get an advantage against this Yone.
That is a goal. I mean, Long, when he actually used the Kha'Zix, he was very efficient in his clearing and positioning, especially on the fights, and that's something that Datan should be trying to possess as well in this game. And Nova Esports knows it. I mean, he's very capable of using this champion, so they're trying to prevent any sort of resource that he can actually get to match the clearing of the jungle here of Long. And well, Kha'Zix does clear jungle camps very, very fast. And I think it's going to be very important for Nova Esports to attempt in slowing him down for the meantime.
Yeah, it's really fast though, especially for the Kha'Zix to make sure that this is going to be a hard lane. That's the reason why whenever the Yone gets picked, the Kha'Zix gets picked on both sides, because Kha'Zix just gains a little bit more compared to this on the side of Nova, which is why the Taunt is not level 5. I think if you take a look at where Long is, he's level 5 already, which is a big advantage on a Kha'Zix matchup.
And that's very important here. I mean, Nova Esports being very efficient in the first few minutes of the game. We do see them possessing very aggressive champions, but this is the thing. We're not seeing them, you know, being very aggressive so far. I think they might be just be waiting for the 5-minute mark, since that's the time where they can actually be much better grouping up against KBG. But I'm also nervous about this, because KBG can turn the tides around when given the chance to do so, especially with with Andran on the Zed threatening into the back line. But who knows? Nova Esports just wants to play this slow in the early game.
Now with that gonna be starting all over again for the side right now of Nova. KBG wanted to take advantage of the early game with their champions, the Kha'Zix and the Zed. As long as they got the first objective, they're gonna be the ones who have the advantage here. So this is gonna be something or a challenge right now for Nova Esports. Are they gonna be able to do the same thing that the team was able to do a while ago? So that's gonna be something to look forward to, and I'm excited to see, honestly, what they're gonna do here.
Yeah. Yuyu catching Yami. This is a portal battle, but Yuyu might actually be in trouble.
Knockback's gonna happen in Nova Esports, even with Neon having the Blade of the Exile available. It's not gonna be really set and done kill for them. So this is gonna be really hard moving forward right now. So Nova Esports, what they want to do is set up the lane and where Zed is. Because when you have a Zed on those team fights, they can just take down whoever they want to and faster than everybody else. So that's going to be the challenge here. How are they going to be making sure that Neon is not going to be having the best day here? Flash happened and Neon is on a disadvantage on this objective fight.
Yeah, and timing on this the key ultimates as well in Nova Esports. Given some of their ultis are on cooldown, KBG does have leverage now in setting up position for this dragon fight. I mean, it's a mountain dragon, so it would take some time. But given the Kha'Zix pick that they do possess, I think Nova Esports might just need to trade out on the Rift Herald. They are doing so, but still, given that they do have the scaling lineup with Ascena, it's very unfortunate for them.
Honestly, it's okay. Honestly, I think that's okay because if ever they can take down a tower, KBG has always been taking down towers against Nova Esports every time. So that's why Nova Esports are just going to be taking this win for themselves and just make sure that this is not going to be easy. KG now low on HP. They're still not going to be continuing on the fight. But again, back to my point, they just want to get that first tower in order for them to get that easy gold infusion to themselves.
Yeah, and KBG just wants to stall for now. I mean, they are respecting the three aggressive champions that Nova Esports possess and just want to scale up and make some room actually for the power spikes to happen for Xiaoma, for Anran, and for Daton. Because they're gonna be looking for holes on the positions here of Nova Esports and later, and they have the tools to actually punish it. The Zed and the Kha'Zix, and even the Mega Inferno Bomb present with the Ziggs. So, despite them being, not being on the really good end, and in the champions selected and picked up, they have angles that they can actually take in this game. It's not as linear as Nova Esports, but it is as equally effective if given the room to do so.
Yeah, given the right chances, look at this. What they want to do here for Nova Esports is just get the game as slow as you can get. The slower the game is, the better it is for us. Because they do have a lot of champions that can go for the late game. Or at least I could say it's going to be the Yone. That's going to be the late game insurance here. The KBG might have problems there in the late game because the Kha'Zix and the Zed doesn't really scale well the longer the game goes. And considering that these fights are just going to be on melee range, there's not a lot of isolation targets too for this Kha'Zix.
I'm scary though. I'm a little bit scared on the lineup here of KBG in terms of late game, because Nova has a lot of sustain in the line. They have good disengage tools with the Gragas as well. So if KBG will fall off a little bit by a small, even the slightest margin in terms of trying to pile up their damage on Daton, on the Zed, and on the Mega Inferno Bomb damage of Xiaoma, if they don't get that one pick off, it's already a big deal for the result of the team fight. Because the goal of Nova Esports is to try and sustain and then follow through with the team fight. If they can out-sustain KBG, then they will have no reservations at all going on to them. But the group up is here. That's engaged.
Yeah. Neon gonna be the target. Won't be able to hit any of their CZs. They have the Glacial Fissure to knock him off, and Neon is gonna die here with the death mark on his head. That's gonna be a headshot for the side right here of KBG.
But a lot of effort actually just to get one kill. That is the thing that I am going to be very nervous about the next upcoming minutes, because right now, yeah, you do get a kill, but you expended so much abilities and effort just to get that kill, and it's a numbers advantage situation as well. And Nova Esports will have that in mind, that if they group up, then there will be hesitations on KBG. Now, as we check the replay, it was really good timing, especially with all those abilities working for them, with the Yu as well tanking the tower so that Anran won't take as much damage under the tower.
Yeah.
Still a clean execution coming in from KBG.
They'll have their ultimates anyway on this next fight, which is really nice for the side of the side of KBG. So they have a fight that they can still win if ever. That's a lot, not a lot of damage on the UU. So right now with KBG, losing that wall was really important for Nova Esports, just for them to start the fight with Yami in mind. So this is going to be starting the fight onto the Rip Herald. This is going to be KBG. Try to actually take this. They do have some damage to work with. Mega Inferno Bomb to push him out. They have some damage to work with. That's going to be the steal right there for KBG. They might be able to take this out. They have the damage Shining Shadow, low HP, and a lot of members, and they're going to go in onto the back line. They have the Blade of Exile in front of Neon, and they're going to go in one damage onto the back line. And that's going to be the damage on the Garen falls down, and KBG wants to go for more, and Nova Esports wants to take them down, but they do have low HP, so they're going to be backing away from there.
Such good timing actually there, coming from Datun, getting the steal on the Herald, and having to deny that from Nova Esports is really good timing, because now they can use it in the mid lane to pressure Nova Esports even more. And as we see the patterns emerging here on the side of Nova, they even lost that tower in the mid lane. So unfortunate. And as we see the patterns of them, this time ditching the dragon and going for the RH, this time it's going to be very difficult for them to actually group up. Maybe they will have still the courage, given the high sustain present in their lineup. Yep. That as well is very low. But here comes the engage.
Glacial Fissure, Mega Inferno Bomb onto the back line. Not a lot of damage go in. That's going to be one down. Not even using the explosive cast in their favor. KBG gets the sword on his hand, and Nova Esports are going to be forced to back away. They're still not down for the fight. They're still juggling towards what they are going to do. But KBG can start this whenever they want to.
Yeah. Gragas is down. Long just trying to get some damage done, checking the Dragon Pit. Yeah. Since he doesn't have the soul inbound, he might not be able to get this dragon anymore. Use it.
A bit of time,
trying to be a front line.
Fighting it out. Shadow going in front. They still have the ultimate that they can work with right here. That's going to be the Fate Sealed onto their side. Going for the knock up onto the back line. That's going to be it. And that's going to be the Drake onto their side. Nova just took the win right there.
Such impeccable timing as well by every single member in that fight. Yami got in the mix as well. It was so unfortunate, not expected by KBG. And as we check on this replay, they were trying to chase Neon. Yeezy was holding the fort. When they used the Dawning Shadow, that was their ghost signal. The Fate Seal connecting, and then the follow-up by every single member of Nova Esports. Even Anran almost died under the hands there of Remake. And that fight allowed them to now not only possess the Ocean Drake, but now even possess a 5,000 gold lead against KBG.
Yeah, they got the gold lead. This is a first that we've seen, that they gained the advantage against a team like this. 2 towers are down for the side of KBG. And this is not what you want to happen when you have an early game composition on your side. This is not what you want to happen. And Nova Esports are just taking clear. They're confident. They have nerves of steel, and they're just powering through this mid game.
Powering through indeed, and powering up as the minute goes by, since Remake still possesses Senna. So late game ensured for them, as long as they don't give windows of opportunity for KBG to turn the tides around. And this is the thing about the lineup that they possess as well. If they are on the back end, it's so difficult to get those kills, because these champions are very item dependent. The Zed, the Kha'Zix, and even the Ziggs. If Nova Esports are ahead in gold, they're going to be able to buy those items that can make them much more durable towards those burst damage from KBG. And we see them having the confidence slowly building up towards their side. Now we will be seeing them contesting those dragons even better in the next upcoming fights.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen on this next fight. They stopped for a bit here for the side of KBG. They're not looking for any fights just yet right now, and they are wanting to go for more on the next one. So let's see what's going to happen for this next one. Baron is going to be at the ice. Natan is now low in HP. Knock up from Long to get the kill. And Nova Esports, even with the Unknown, was able to get one in the end. And that's going to be it. KBG losing their fight, losing their ground, losing the jungler. And that's going to be a call for them to take the Baron here for Nova Esports.
Yeah, they can actually do so, but so far they are respecting the members here of KBG. Despite the kill that they got earlier, Yami zoning them out. They want to get full vision in this red side jungle of Datun. and they want to apply more pressure, especially with the waves building up there towards top side. KBG angling down, trying to get some vision, but now they actually turn.
Knock-off happening. Glacial Fissure is going to be there, but it's not going to be helpful for the team there. He's going to die. Yu was able to flash away. That's going to be the end of it for this fight. KBG survives for another day.
Yeah, but still they're feeling the pressure now. Nova Esports has full control of every single situation. The goal lead still keeps on rising up towards their favor. Every minute goes by. And this is the problem with the composition now of KBG. They're feeling it as well. No one can go in. No one can check the bushes. Maybe a KG. Maybe Yu. But if they do, they're still putting up a risk of being bursted down and being utilized as a stepping stone for Nova Esports to get towards the backline. And we saw it in this Baron fight earlier, and we can see it again as the time just goes by here. In KBG, I think they just... I'm trying to see an angle that they can actually take here. Maybe an assassination towards Long, if they do find them being isolated. But I think that's the only way they can actually take down Nova Esports, as well as maybe taking down Remake. Because so far in all of the 3 games we have seen them battle against KBG, Remake has been very, very safe in the back line, all being protected by their front lines.
Now let's start with this though. How are they going to be starting on the next startup that we have here for the side of KBG? The next one that we're going to be seeing is another Drake that's going to be coming up in just a bit. It's still that early in our game, and we still haven't really found anything really great for the side of KBG. I do hope that they will be able to come back from this, but looking at how the game progresses, it's going to be easy enough for Nova to actually just use this in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just a few seconds away from seeing the Infernal Dragon spawn up. And Nova Esports, they started this game ditching the Dragon, given the respect towards KBG's early game advantage. But now, since they're the ones who have the advantage, they can just start it up. They're very safe in this manner. And we're even seeing the respect of KBG just giving this entirely. That is how big of a gap is present right now with the situation here of both of these teams. Yeah, they do trade it off for a tower, but that's not much of a big deal here for Nova Esports. They can just give it away since they have the scaling objective.
Yeah. Drake's already on their hands, and that's going to be a lot to look at here for the team. Because with how it's going to go for Nova Esports, this is just going to be easier for them. They're just slowing down the game after making it fast a while ago. Because it's no problem. It's not going to be a problem with a 7k gold lead with scaling champions. It's not going to be a problem for you guys to just slow it down. Let them just make mistakes. Wait for them to do something. Wait for them to step a little bit more forward. And that could be a chance for Nova to just pounce on them whenever they have a chance.
Let's see if KBG can turn the tides around. We talked about change before the game number 3 started, and Nova Esports made the necessary call and made the necessary adjustments to take on KBG. KBG made some change as well, but so far it's not looking good for them. The double assassins and that and trying to get this Kha'Zix from Long hasn't been really manifesting some good instances here for KBG. But if they can pull through just one team fight... Oh! Whoa!
The confidence from Long though. Fate Seal.
Yeah, I got scared.
Just going in and wanting to take down the Todd as fast as they could for Nova Esports. But with that happening, Yitze is just taking down the bottom lane turret, and that gave them another more map pressure onto their side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I actually want to give respect here towards Long with his confidence going in. Because if he gets the kill onto the Ton, like what you said, then that's going to be Baron for sure. And nobody's going to be able to check the Baron pit aside from the Mega Inferno with Shoma. That's the only thing they can use actually to check an area, or maybe try to do something in a particular side. But now, as we do see Nova Esports focusing on grouping up and not really sending anyone to split push on the other side, that gives some breathing room and time here for KBG to actually recover some of the gold. Yeah, we're seeing Nova Esports still having the gold lead, building up towards 10,000 right now. But KBG is still being able to get some resource, and that's the most important thing. As long as they get the burst towards the crucial members of Nova Esports, then they will have the fighting chance. It's up to the timing, the positioning, and also the target selection here of KBG. Because their goal is to cripple Nova Esports, given the big standing that Nova already has right now in this game. If they can cripple slowly the members, then maybe they have a fighting chance. Top lane though, it's a 1v1.
Yeah,
That KG...
1v1. Yeah, KG's just gonna lose here, but Yitze right there with the stasis just to stop them from getting the kill onto him. Look at the pressure that Yitze is doing while the Elder Dragon is still alive. Remember, they can just go for it if ever they want to. They can just take this, but the Taunt is at the ready if ever Remake just pounces onto him. So this is gonna be a chance for the Taunt to go for the steal. They have it. They're slowly pushing towards it, but they're still not ending it as fast because Glacial Fissure is going to happen. And that's going to be the damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb. Stasis is going to be there, but is that going to be a kill on Yu? What a great kill. Wind Slash from Neon. That's going to be a man advantage before they start this rig. This is going to be the last fight that we're going to be seeing for today. This is going to be the Ton that goes in, still has a lot of HP onto that Elder Dragon. He's going to be pushed back, everything. And this Elder Dragon is just going to be free body slam to stop them from trying to go for the steal. And that's the Elder Dragon from Nova. And Long is just going to be taking it onto the back line. Neon is going to be chasing down Xiaoma, and that's going to be the kill. That's going to be the win. Nova Esports are the better team in the end. And Nova is just trying to get the kill. Yitze still alive, but a 2v1 with the Elder Dragon on his hands. That mark on his head, but it's still Yitze staying alive in the top lane. Long was the better jungler, and again, another great play from Yami in the end right there for Nova Esports.
And we will see Nova Esports getting the revenge again against KBG, and what a fantastic manner and what a way to start the tournament as well. Nova Esports having a better read, better adjustment as well, and in that last fight, last Elder Dragon fight, we saw how